Hey, everybody, and welcome. I'm Pat Hand, owner of Dancing Moon Travel. Really thankful that you were able to join us today. We're glad to have you here. And with me today, we have my cohort, Kevin Gregg, uh, coming to us all the way from Dublin, Ireland. And welcome, Kevin. Did you
Hi.
want to mention what we've got coming up for our August giveaway?
Yeah, for you folks that's been here before, in each month we give away a prize package, and for the month of August we have a very cool uh, travel safe. And take a look at this.
The Master Lock 5900D Safe Space Portable Personal Safe is perfect for securing your valuables while at school or on the go. The flexible cable can be used to secure the safe to a fixed object like a desk or tree, or used as a convenient carrying handle. The 4-digit combination can easily be reset to a combination of your choice, providing personalized protection. The durable, water-resistant construction helps to protect your valuables from moisture. And the shock-absorbing foam lines the interior to protect your phone, camera, or glasses. The Master Lock 5900D Safe Space Portable Personal Safe includes an access port for headphones or charging cables. Master Lock, for everything worth protecting.
So yeah, that's our prize for August, and to be eligible to win that great looking Master Lock safe, all you need to do is stay till the end of our presentation. And at the end of the presentation, we will give out we will ask for you to um, put in the comments a mystery word, and everyone that does that will be entered in the drawing at the end of the month to possibly win that safe.
That's a
Um,
handy dandy little gadget, which is great
yeah,
with you. The beach or cruising or wherever you might go that you need to secure something uh, and keep your articles safe while you might go in the water or step away. So cool beans for the traveler. Um, well, on with our show at this point. And today I'm really excited that we have with us from Authentic Vacations, Michelle Bartlett, and we have worked at Dancing Moon with Authentic Vacations. They do a wonderful job, one of our favorite providers on the planet. Kevin, did you have a little video you wanted to play before Michelle joins us
yeah, it's
here?
real short, real short.
Real
Here we
short.
go.
And so, welcome, Michelle. We're so glad to
Thank
have you
you.
here with us on Let's Talk Travel, and always happy to talk to everybody at Authentic Vacations. You guys have done such a great job. Everything that we've ever done with you has been absolutely wonderful. Uh,
Thank
let's just start out real fast with, yeah, could you just let our listeners know your background in the travel industry, how you got started, and what your path has been?
Yeah, so coming up in November, I'll have been in this industry for 30 years. Um, and I was actually going to school to be a teacher, history teacher. So I majored in history in college and took a 5-week trip to Europe, and all that changed. And I decided I wanted to get into travel. So I took I think it was a 3-month course in travel and tourism, and started out. And the funniest thing, I started out stapling boarding passes onto tickets at American Express
A
Travel.
long way.
And so over the years, I've been a travel agent, and then I worked for Air New Zealand for 10 years, and tourism office for Tahiti, and I find myself here at Authentic Vacations. So yeah,
Wow.
it's been a
I
nice
tell you,
journey.
when I hear about people who got in the travel industry young, and obviously you were very young when you started out, I'm just jealous of you guys because that's what you've done with your whole life. I came in kind of in the back door fairly late, but we're so glad to have Authentic Vacations with us. And could you tell us just a little overview of Authentic Vacations? What sets you guys apart? What do you do in the travel industry?
Sure. So I think the most important thing is that, as our name suggests, we keep everything we do very authentic, unique, little more off the beaten track. We don't want to give your clients or any travelers a cookie cutter experience. And we want to make sure that when they're traveling, that it's just not a vacation, it is a complete experience. And that really sets us apart. We don't put your clients on a giant tour coach, and take them around from 6:30 in the morning until 6 p.m. at night. So it makes a big difference being able to travel at your own leisure pace.
Okay, so you guys kind of do take a more customized approach, and I love that when it's not cookie cutter, and
Right.
you give people that immersive, authentic um, kind of experience, something that they'll talk about for years to come, and don't feel like they've just been on um, kind of just a lockstep with everybody. That's
Right.
really
'Cause
great.
and I think it's really important to stress that it is all customized. It's all curated for that particular traveler. We don't have set itineraries where you have to follow something that we decided would be good for you. So we are customizing this to what you want and what you want to experience. Yeah.
Okay, so here in Michelle, as you know, there's no way on earth you guys cover a lot of territory on this planet. You guys are have many destinations for people to explore through your company, and we've used you a lot, especially in Ireland. Has been a big area. We did a group with you guys last year, but. Uh, with our short time together today, we kind of wanted to look more at the U.S. because a lot of people these days are feeling a little bit intimidated.
Sure.
And in some places, you just can't go right now, and it's not necessarily wise to go. But domestic travel and the kind of customized things you put together would be a great option for people. We were kind of going to look at today, I think, a couple of the U.S. options, maybe talk a little bit about the New England and the Northeast, and then maybe go over in the California wine country and chat a little bit about what you might. Uh, and those are also, I think, great destinations for people who might be still wanting to get out of Dodge for a little while later this summer and into the fall. They're really good. So let's
Sure.
just kind of touch on that. Um, I love how you take the way you cut things down into small bite-sized territories, and all of these take the American dollar, which makes it easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Uh, so let's look for just a little bit. Kevin has some images we could pop up. Tell us how would you arrange? How does Authentic Vacations arrange for customized itineraries? Are the self-drive here in the U.S.?
You can do them as self drives, or if you want, you can do them with a chauffeur driver. We recommend chauffeur drivers if you're doing a Kentucky bourbon experience. You certainly won't want to be driving, or in the wine country. So you do have the option of a private driver or a chauffeured holiday, rather than doing the self drive. What we're seeing most of, people do want to self drive. So that seems to be really popular. And again, as I said, specific areas, particularly we're seeing that when people are requesting a bourbon experience in Kentucky, or even, the craft beer experiences, which we're seeing pop up in Vermont and Maine and New Hampshire. And then if they're doing, wineries in California, definitely the private driver is the way to go.
Very good. And you guys would give clients kind of the planned itinerary, have their accommodations and so forth all set for them?
It's all, yeah. So what we see out in the market, a lot of other companies are doing what we call a fly and flop or a drive and drop, and just say, here's your car, here's a hotel, go at it. But that's not what we're doing. We are, every step of the way has been covered. So if your clients are going to New England, for instance, we're not just booking them into a hotel in Boston and saying, have at it. We want to make sure that they're having those experiences, and not just Boston proper, but getting out into Gloucester and Lexington, and experiencing what the history of the area, and getting involved in the culture. So it is definitely a complete package that we're putting together. Our destination experts that Pat, you work with, they're having a blast curating these itineraries in the US, because we're realizing there is so much to see and do that we have for many, many years. All of us are guilty of this. We just get on a plane and go overseas, and we don't realize what's here in our own backyard.
So as I listen to this, you make it clear why working through a provider like Authentic Vacations makes so much sense for even the domestic traveler, because left to our own devices, get out and drive around. You guys put all of and I've seen your itineraries, and so people can customize that out on the fly. You will have maybe 6 or 8 options. You might have tickets for a couple of things in there that the clients indicated for sure they want to see, but then you give them options as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So in every itinerary that we present to you, Pat, for your clients, we always give options, different experiences that your clients can opt to book prior to leaving on their vacation. Now, one thing to remember is there are a lot of people traveling in the US right now, so you don't want to just go and not have something booked. Particularly, I mean, if you're going to Nashville or Memphis and you want to get into the music areas, you need to pre-book these things, and that's where you need to come in, and you're going to take care of this for your clients. Yeah.
And this is so important, folks. I have done this myself once or twice, just taken off driving and then found out how hard it can be to find accommodations when you're just wanting to just take off and drive. Not a good idea. No.
And also, I mean, there are times when if you do that, you might be in that city on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and those particular options may only be open Saturdays and Sundays. So again, really important working with your travel agent and their supplier partners.
Right. And there are places right now, I mean, when we're in the midst of this crisis, there are places that do have limited hours, and there's parks that just have closed down. So, and it's different from state to state. So you've just made a very good point, Michelle, about why it's important. You think it's just the US, I can take off and drive. But these days, especially, it's important to have a trusted advisor who does that legwork.
Absolutely.
And because you can get yourself in kind of you can end up out in the middle of someplace, and you think, oh, there'll just be a hotel somewhere, but there's not.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had that happen to me when I drove, particularly up the North Shore from Duluth, Minnesota. One time I thought, oh, I can just get it. Well, no, I couldn't. I ended up having to drive hours longer than I expected. Because
And especially in this climate, because what's happening is a lot of the hotels have really cut back on their room capacity. And so you may think, wow, well, I know there's a 300 room, place out there, but we don't book those type of properties. We book those wonderful, small boutique, historic type properties. So if you're in, if you're in the Northeast and you want to stay in a cute little cabin or something very unique, or you're in Charleston and you want to stay in a historic, boutique property, That's what we book for you, not the corporate brands. Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about Authentic Vacations is you really factor in experience. It's about the experience and authenticity, and even here in the U.S., you want to come home feeling like you have had something special.
Right.
Kevin, have you got a few? Yeah, here we go. These images, I love up there in um, New England and in the Northeast. Beautiful in the fall.
Yeah, and I mean, you need to book this now. So if anyone is thinking about going out to see the leaves and experience fall in the East, in the Northeast, now is when you need to be calling Pat to say, you know what, let's put something together.
Very good. Oh, and here, I think that and Authentic Vacations can make this kind of thing happen, where you meet the local fishermen, where you get out and you have a sleigh ride, and things that yes, you could get out and drive around in your car, but you don't have these incredible experiences that Authentic Vacations puts. It's in every itinerary that they put together, and it's what I love about working with them. And anything else about the Northeast? I loved the Northeast when we did a few years ago. It was just beautiful. We were there in October. It was just stunning. Acadia National Park and Bal Harbor, Peggy's Cove, all of these wonderful, delightful.
And I think it's so many times people will just go to a main city or a main area, and there's so much to see and do in Maine and Vermont and New Hampshire. If you're active, semi-active, there's great hiking trails and biking. Going out and fishing with the lobster fishermen. Or just shucking oysters, and there's so many wonderful experiences. Maybe you want to stay in a lighthouse. Vermont, obviously Ben and Jerry's ice cream, but they have beautiful, the opportunities for the craft beer. If you have clients who are into that type of experience, are really popping up around the Vermont and Maine area. So a lot of different options that you may not think of. Obviously Salem, the witches, they have a wonderful, and maybe not this year, but next year, they have a big Halloween ball in Salem, the witches ball.
Fun.
Yes, all kinds of different things that we just don't think about.
And that's why when you call about a vacation and you say, Pat, we want to go do New England, we're going to ask a lot of questions because we want to know, what do you like? Are you into biking? Are you a foodie, a wine, a beer lover? All of these things, because we want to factor that in. And then when we call Authentic Vacations, they know exactly what experiences are going to be, what you yourself would look forward to. It's not a generalized.
Right.
Anybody can hike the Freedom Trail in Boston, and that's a great thing to do. But then these other things that you sprinkle in that are just for you, and that's what Authentic Vacation is absolutely perfect at. So let's talk a little bit about the other coast, a little bit over California. I know you guys are big in the wine country over there, and talking about the Sonoma Valley and the wine country out there.
Yeah.
So
if you know, Pat, there's a big chunk of our team that actually sits in the wine country up in Northern California. So we have our team in Scottsdale, but then our original team is up in wine country. So, easy to get to. Most flights are going to go into San Francisco, or you can go into Oakland. There's little regional airports in Napa and Santa Rosa. If you're local, those are easy to get. If you're on the West Coast, easy to get to. The drive from San Francisco or Oakland into Sonoma is about an hour, and then into Napa at another 15-20 minutes. So easily accessible, a very easy drive once you get out of San Francisco. As you show here, the culinary experiences, whether it's something fancy or maybe you want to go do a cheese making class while you're also doing wine tasting. If you're in Sonoma, you're close to the redwood forest, so that's a really good option to add into when you're going to Sonoma and Napa. Really, 4 days is really good. So a long weekend. If you're coming from the East Coast, I would recommend pairing that with San Francisco to get the biggest bang for your buck. You don't want to fly out here for just 4 days, but
Okay.
if you haven't, anyone who's active, you can do the bicycling through the wineries, horseback riding, there's zip lining, and maybe you want to have maybe a small wedding. We can, help you do that. You can do a wedding in the redwood forest, a wedding in one of the wineries. But there are so many wineries, and Pat, this is where you're lucky that I know you usually work with Lana. Lana sits in wine country. She knows the area and can tell you where to go. There are wonderful boutique wineries that are secret and hidden places that our team knows about. But also, there's, if you've never been and you want to do the Napa wine train, it's so iconic. There's really fabulous, very popular wineries as well. But those hidden boutique little secret wineries, that's the way to go. And the area is large enough. So there's Healdsburg and Yountville and Guerneville that you don't need to be a Napa proper where, your prices kind of go up a little high. So a lot of different experiences. And, it's a beautiful area. The drive is gorgeous. And yeah, highly recommend it.
Okay. So like a person with 7 days could fly into like San Francisco and spend a couple of nights, see the highlights, and you could
Absolutely.
you could arrange for different experiences and things for that, and then move them on out to the into the wine country. And what you said San Francisco. You mentioned other airports. What?
Well, Oakland and San Francisco are the two larger airports.
Okay, Oakland was the other
Santa Rosa, where a majority of our team is in Santa Rosa, has a little regional airport. It's the Charles Schultz Airport. It's a very cute little airport. There's Peanuts characters all over. Now, it's easy for me to get to Santa Rosa out of Los Angeles. So if you are going to be in LA, if you're going to be on the West Coast, you can fly up from Los Angeles into Santa Rosa and then just be maybe 40 minutes from the wineries. Yeah.
Okay. And you could set all that up for a client's itinerary.
Absolutely.
I know. What's a good time of year? What's the best time of year for
Well, we're in California, so anytime. It's right now is beautiful weather, but even if you want to do the fall, you can. The wineries are still open in the fall and the winter. Beautiful to be here in the fall. It gets a little chilly up north. Nothing like the East Coast. So pretty much year round, you can experience it. So if you're coming out for warm weather in California in the fall and winter months, we can certainly set that up for you. Yeah.
Okay. So, and here again, you can set this up as a self-drive, or you can upgrade to that private chauffeur experience, or small groups. You can accommodate small group tours very nicely. I know.
Small group tours for the wineries are very, very popular. Girls' getaways, bachelorette, bachelor parties. And the thing of it is, we're not putting your clients into someone's existing group. This is their own private group. So a small group, be 6 to 12 people. It's perfect.
We did actually, it's been about a little over a year ago that Kevin did the small group in Ireland, and people are still raving about their experience, and that was put together by Lana in your office. She does such a beautiful job. And yeah, Cheryl likes castles. Where is it? Do you happen to know where this one is?
Yep, that's in Napa, and I completely forget the name of that winery, but yeah, it's beautiful.
We can find out for you, Cheryl. We can find out for you. So you also do a specialized kind of tour for people who are really into the history, those culturally immersive heritage tours that are geared to special interests. I did want to mention that for people who want to discover their roots or want to focus on certain things on this.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you guys are really good at just really focusing in on those special interests and somebody who's really you know, you have some really unique maybe interests that you want to explore. Authentic Vacations is definitely a supplier that we will go to when you have those kind of experiences.
Something something really popular right now, Pat, is the dark skies. So if you've worked with us in Ireland and Scotland and England, you know, this dark sky reserves and the dark sky parks where, you know, you can see the northern lights and just the Milky Way and the stars. So we have a lot of those dark sky experiences here in the US. So in the Northeast, up in the lakes region, so Wisconsin, Michigan, and then Texas and Arizona, Washington. So if you have clients, anyone interested in experiencing the dark skies, you know, the opportunity this year isn't so great for the Northern Lights. Maybe next year, but right now, just even when you're in the dark skies, it's like you can reach up and touch those stars. If you have anyone interested in the what's called astrotourism, we can certainly put those together. In Montana, you know.
I actually had a friend in Texas who was a photographer who posted an amazing photograph that she took from just she was out on her own with a friend just and what an incredible thing that you actually just will orchestrate a tour for people who want to just get out and look at the sky and see
Yeah,
this beautiful
pretty fabulous.
and you can't do that so much of the country. You know, you can't do that from the big cities. You got to get out into the outlying areas.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, they
because-
can't in the city because of the light pollution. It's just
Right.
not available. So there are absolutely the international dark skies, and you can actually find them online and see where they're located. And we'd be happy to put something together for your clients.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I wasn't aware of that special, and that's very unique and something I want to make sure we get a post out on our social media about that to kind of let people know because I know that is a special interest that a lot of people have. So I didn't know that was something you're offering, and I love it. So I think that we're coming kind of getting close on our time here, Michelle, but is there anything else important that we haven't touched on yet that you want to make sure
I
that
think
people
the
know?
most important thing, and we can't leave without talking about this, is the importance of working with a travel advisor. And if people think they can do these on their own, sure, they can. But number one, there's no support. There's absolutely no support behind it doing it on your own. And if you knew what the travel agents are doing on behalf of their clients right now, it would blow your mind. The endless hours they are spending to get your refunds and, you know, credits for traveling later. But you will always have support when you work with a travel agent. And they are your advocate. They are the experts. They have the relationships. And anyone who is going to travel, you need to work with a travel advisor. There's Pat, there's her phone number. And I can't stress that enough, the importance of working with a travel agent.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle. And you folks, you know, I have to say, I am working harder now than I have ever worked. I'm not generating any revenue to speak of these days, but the cancellations and things, they just keep coming. And we are here for people, and people who book direct with suppliers, or people who went with a big online, one of these online order taking agencies. They were left to their own devices when the travel shut down. And even for us travel agents, sometimes it's 4 hours of hold time, depending on who we need to get through to take care of our clients' needs. But I appreciate your mentioning that, Michelle, because we really are working hard, and we are the advocate, and we do take care of all of that for our clients. So thank you for mentioning that.
Hands down, the most important thing right now when you are planning to travel. And yes, it is just the US, what can go wrong? But yeah, but every single hotel that we have been working with in the US, everyone has different policies and cancellation policies. It's just something you don't want to deal with. Let Pat do it.
That's what we're here for. I always tell people we save you time, money, and mistakes. That's what we do, and that's kind of it in a nutshell. Well, Michelle, I thank you so much for this, and I'm glad we were able to reschedule. I know your boss had an emergency a couple of weeks
back. She's still out.
Yeah. Oh my, bless his heart. But you needed to take care of business for him that day, and so glad we were able to reschedule. And after all you've shared, I know that you have given our audience a lot to think about here, and I hope you find your time has been well spent. But our goal is always to leave our audience with useful insights and new information that's going to be useful to you. Kevin, you have a word for our audience today to enter.
I do. You can win this this great Master Lock travel safe, and all you have to do is in the comment section write "I'm authentic." If you'll put "I'm authentic" into the comment section, you'll be entered in our drawing, and at the end of the month someone will win this great travel safe. Now, this is only for people that's on our presentation live.
Yep, folks, that's the only way to get in on this. You have to attend the live events and get your "I'm authentic" entered into the chat box there, and Kevin will make sure your name is in the drawing when we draw at the end of the month. Thank you again, Michelle. Thank you for taking time to be with us. We so appreciate it. I love Authentic Vacations. Have been working with you guys for years, and never ever have a concern when we put our clients in your hands.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thanks for being with us again, everybody. Thanks to Kevin Gregg for being here and taking care of our technology. Thank you, Kevin. Most of you know him well. He's been a critical part of the DMT team for well over 10 years. I've lost count of how long it is, but thanks for being here with us, everybody, and especially Michelle. And we'll see you again, same time next Tuesday.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.